Hey guys, I keep getting asked this question. So today I'm going to talk to you about electronics. First off, no, this is my view. This is what works for my family, okay? I'm not saying it works for everybody, and I'm not saying that you will agree with me, but it's just what I think works best for my family. So please go easy on me. Electronics is a tricky one because it's the way of the world. Things are all heading that way. You know, a lot of our homeschooling can be done online now, so that involves electronics. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the games that come out now that there is no end. The games that keep going forever and ever and ever. And because of that, my kids, and I don't know about your kids, but my kids, become addicted to them. Okay? And that's really sad because they end up waking up wanting to play electronics. They want to, it's on. What do I have to do electronics? Can I just do my schoolwork? Can I get out of the way, write it really fast? Done. And that stopped being okay for me. A few of my kids, it's not an issue. They can get on and play and hop off. They get off on their own accord. It's easy. A few of my other children can hop on and not want to get off and scream when they have to get off and have meltdowns and why me, and that was not okay with me. So I really had to trial and error a few things that were going to work for our family. And that didn't necessarily mean they were going to work for my children and keep them happy. But my best interest is them. And whether or not they knew it, the lack of electronics was making them happier. So we also don't have any handheld games. Any games that we do have are on the computer, and I try and keep it as much limited to educational games. So my girls will play reading eggs on the iPad. I find that that's something, once they've played it a little while, they hop off. It's not that addictive thing that they just want to keep playing. We've done the whole let them play whenever they want to play and then they'll get over it and that'll be enough and I won't have to monitor it so much. But it doesn't work like that. Because the games that we used to play as kids, you know, Mario, level 1, start, end, finish, there is no finish anymore. Games like Minecraft, I think they're really great and creative. But they're continual. And my children, a few of my children, can't switch that off. They want to go and go and go and keep designing, and that becomes such an addiction, it takes over them. They don't actually know, they get off and they don't know what to do anymore. The world becomes too slow-paced for them. And that was making them really sad. Even though they loved electronics, it was also, without them realizing, making them really sad. So, after doing the whole let them do it for as long as they want and hopefully get over it, didn't work. Having a structured set time for the day, that didn't work either, because what ended up happening is exactly what I said. They'd fly through their schoolwork, have no care factor, get it done just to have that Minecraft or whatever time, electronic time. So we ended up getting rid of it altogether. Everything. No games, no electronics. And they spiraled out of control. All right, there was behavioral issues, we had arguments and fighting. Thankfully, this was only in the first couple of days. And then what happened was amazing. They realized that they were no longer dependent on them and started playing again. And they started having these ideas and really started being kids again and stopped being so manipulated by these games. So I have a love-hate relationship with electronics, but at the minute, this is what works for our family. So, certain times of the year, we allow electronics. And it's a positive thing, and the kids know they have to hop off with a happy heart, otherwise they're gone. That's it. And I think because they've had the life without electronics, they now know it's not a fact. I'm not joking here. This is, I care for you, so if this is upsetting you, I'm going to do whatever I can to fix that. So a few times of the year, and only when schoolwork's been done with a happy heart and things have been rolling smoothly, they get their electronics. Okay? And that works really well for us. And then we'll shut it off, and they know in the set couple of weeks they'll get their electronics back again. And they work really well. It's almost like, without even them saying, they're thankful for us. They're really thankful that we've taken that burden off them, because I know if someone could turn to me and say, you know what, I'm going to take your mobile phone off you, I'm going to answer all your messages and check your Facebook for you and your Instagram and take that all, and you just go and relax. If someone could do that to me, not that it's not impossible, but I would be angry at the start, but I'd be very thankful in the quality of life I'd probably live. So I feel my kids are very, very grateful. Now, I don't like my kids seeing me on electronics either. And I think we all have a bit of this mum guilt. When your child walks in the room and I'm sitting on my phone, I hide my phone every time. It's not that I just don't want him to think that, or any of the children to think that this is more important than them. So there are times that I'll sit down and say, Mummy needs to work now, and they'll have something set up for them, and it's normally after we've spent quality time together, then they're off doing their activity and I'm sitting there working. That is okay for me, because I feel like that they can see me working towards something. It's not just aimlessly scrolling through Facebook or something. So I understand the need for electronics and the balance of it, but again, it's finding the balance of what works for you. If you are having to deal with very upset children all the time when you ask to get them off, or if they're on there all day and you're wondering they're not being productive, I understand. And I think a lot of us mums all feel like this, and what's the right answer? So yesterday morning I woke up and Hudson had written a page of what he wanted to do on Minecraft. Now, number one, that's my 6-year-old boy on his own accord, creative writing about what he wants to build. He had a purpose, a plan, and he'd written it out beautifully. He wanted to do a mod, and he was off. And you know what? I turned to him, he had pictures and everything, and said, you can do that. Because I felt like he had a little bit more control of what he wanted to do. He didn't just want to go on and aimlessly play and for hours and hours. He wanted to get on, play what he needed to do, and when he'd done that, he actually hopped off himself. And that was a huge tick for us. We haven't had that yet. So that's one of the ways I can see teaching them to have a little bit of more of control or a handle on electronics, so it's not actually controlling them. Funny enough, this morning, no one said anything about Minecraft, or no one said anything about playing electronics. And all of a sudden, they really appreciate that time that they did have. They only had half an hour, 45 minutes yesterday, and that was enough for them. So I think it's just working with what works for your family. Like I've always said, I don't have all the answers at all, but I'm continually trialing things to see what works for our family. So at the minute, this works. They have a clear indication when they get to receive their electronic time. They work hard until then, knowing that what they put in throughout the year will benefit them at the end of the year. And I think that's real life. You work hard at your job, you get the rewards, you get the pay rise. And I'm not saying this will work for everyone, okay? So don't think that what I'm saying is going to work for your family straight away. And there will be that period where you go through absolute chaos. But it's like anything with raising a family. It's constantly changing it up to try and figure out what works. So if you are struggling at the minute and don't know what to do, and you're just tired of the arguing with electronics, and have a look at your options. As always, I think you sit down with your kids and try and figure out what they would like, but also explain to them how important it is that they also are still kids and not controlled by electronics. And I believe this is so common these days. So work it out with them, and then put clear guidelines in place so that they know, and it's almost like you take it off their shoulders, that you are then teaching them that there's a time for play and a time for work, and it's keeping that balance. And they'll be thankful. There's skills you can give them when they're growing older that, you know, they're going to have to get up and go to work. They can't sit on their games all day. But other than that, I try and keep it to things that A, are educational and they can learn something from and keep them stimulated, and they know when enough's enough. So I really hope those mums out there that felt like they were drowning in it all and think, you know, I'm the only one dealing, why won't my kid hop off electronics when I want them to? Or why is it so hard, the constant battle, you know? Do you feel like the constant argument in your family is hop off electronics or hop off the game, would you? Come in here, come give me a minute. I get it. But it doesn't have to be consuming your family. Write the rules up, write what you expect, and make it work. Stick to them, guys. Give it a try, and if not, change it up. Keep it simple, but really, really, really be firm with your decision, because your kids in the future will thank you. All right, if you've liked this video and really enjoyed and taken something from it, and it just makes you feel like you're not alone, all right, don't forget to subscribe and like this video, guys. All right, hope you're having a good day. See ya. Bye.